in his book, he has something very powerful to say. Michael Hoffman II said in his book, Masonic Mind Control, that the alchemical managers have bred over millennia, over 1,000 years, they said they bred a human race that is most wretched, stupid, and ignorant. It's so unrivaled in thousands of years. He said these blind slaves say they are free and highly educated, even as they march behind, notice this word, signs. Have you ever taken time to analyze a sign or a billboard or a logo? He says a medieval peasant would have run away in panic-stricken terror from the signs that modern man embraces.
You know, you really pegged it, because we all know the old phrase, knowledge is power. And this is about power. We also know Lord Acton's phrase, power corrupts absolutely. And what we're now coming to a point, and you ask what drives these people, I think it is an unbridled lust for the ultimate form of power, which is the ability to decide who lives and who dies, the ability to decide who can procreate or who can live forever, the ability to decide which trees fall in which forest, or where a frog jumps, or everything else. Because in my research, I mean, you've got the IBM planetary skin, you've got them putting sensors in oceans, you've got them putting sensors in forests, into trees. I ran across a document by a big international forestry organization that actually came up with some statistics to figure out what it would cost to put an RFID microchip, spy chip in every single sapling, every single tree on planet Earth. You know, the planet is getting small enough now that they're actually envisioning the ability to identify every single last animal and microchip them all. So it's really, you know, what would inspire someone to want to do that? And the only thing that I can think that would inspire someone to want to do that is if they're kind of tapping into a darker desire, which gets us onto the spiritual realm, which is the desire to be completely and totally in control, like God. And, you know, you can go all the way back to the Garden of Eden, and, of course, the conversation that occurred there between Satan and Adam and Eve, that conversation, you know, the foundation of Western civilization, trace it all the way back to its beginning, and that conversation was all about power. You know, the knowledge of good and evil, you will become like gods. Just take a bite out of this apple. And by the way, let me point out that all you listeners out there who have Apple iPads and iPhones and laptop computers, you are carrying around the visual representation of that symbol all day long. You've got the apple with a bite out of it. That represents a deal that was struck when the offer was made. Hey, listen, I will make you like gods. You will have the power of God. And of course, the reality is the only power from God is from God. You know, when God gives you power, that's real power. When God has power, that's real power. But when you get into this technological, twisted, dark stuff, it always, always, always comes with a price. And in fact, we opened Spy Chips with a quote by C.P. Snow from the New York Times. This is back in the 1970s. And he said, technology is a queer gift. It gives you great gifts with one hand and stabs you in the back with the other. And I can think of no technology. I've been reading all these books about the Luddites and about the 1800s and the implementation of all these technologies and where they all got their start. And all of them have come with this huge downside. And ultimately, that downside is going to be the destruction of our entire planet. Look at what's going on over in Fukushima. Look at what happened in Hiroshima.
They like the Judas was to Jesus. They only here to cause confusion. We here to bring change. They here to cause confusion.